Phoebe, a servant of the church. That's how the Apostle Paul describes this woman in the 16th chapter, the first verse of the book of Romans. Phoebe, a servant of the church. And my question is just exactly what does this look like? Describe this person to me, this servant of the church. And what I come up with is a person like Mary and Martha. And you've read the story about Mary and Martha, and I just get the sense when I read about this that when Jesus was tired and weary, and he just needed to go someplace for a good home-cooked meal and just get away from all the pressures of ministry and people thronging him all the time, he'd go to Mary and Martha's house. And then he just had such a relationship with them that he loved them. And he loved Lazarus, the Lazarus that he loved. And what this reminds me of is when I was a young sailor, first came to Pensacola, and of course you don't know anybody, and you just want to get away from rules and regulations and saluting and all that kind of stuff. And I met these people. They're not too far outside of the base there in Pensacola. And they said, come anytime. And I did. I just show up. I didn't have to call them. I didn't have to say, hey, do you mind if I come over? No, I just showed up. And they'd feed me. And then we just sit around the living room and just talk. And they were just the most delightful people. And they just made me feel so at home. And I will be forever thankful for those people. Well, I think that Mary and Martha, they were the kind of people to Jesus. And then I think about people like Lydia. I mentioned her the other day. These women who they were just ministers in the church. And when I say the church, they were just ministers to the work of the gospel. They were many of them who aided Jesus and his disciples as they would go out and hold the crusades in the times when they were just very, very busy and they were just there. They were just there to minister. Well, Phoebe, the Apostle Paul, he says he commends her. In other words, he recommends her. And he's vouching for her. And that's a big deal, because how many of us are willing to put it on the line to say, hey, you can trust this person? I mean, we've all been burned somewhere along the line when you put yourself on the line for somebody and you say, hey, get this person or hire this person or whatever, and it just does not work out and it's embarrassing. Well, he says, you can trust this lady. You can depend on her. And so I'm commending her to you for the work of the ministry and as being a servant of the church. And if you need something done, call Phoebe. Call Phoebe. She'll be there and she'll take care of it. And my goodness, do we need that in the church? We need people who are just willing to just serve. Just serve. They're not looking for recognition. They're not looking to be paid. They just want to serve the church because there are things to do. And the work is so vital, but you do it as unto the Lord. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.